All right, so let's go right into the, what again, mindset. Now, get out a sheet of paper and write down the goal. Like, I allow myself to be a billionaire. Now, this is why I don't like the word mindset, because listen to what your mind has to say about that goal. It's probably going to be like, I don't know, come on, man. It's like, I'm working at McDonald's. What are you kidding? Your mind is going to give you a lot of information designed to keep you safe and designed to keep you from looking bad. Like, just don't go run out today. You can do it later once you understand what I'm saying, but like, don't like call your parents and say, well, I'm going to be a billionaire, I decided today. And then think that you're going to get their approval. I mean, obviously, if you're from a family of billionaires, you're not watching this video. You already know how to do it. So, and you're getting taught at the dinner table. So, so yeah, your mind is telling you that's not going to work. You're too stupid. You'll never do it. You're too poor. And so, and the problem is this kind of noise blocks you from seeing the actual path. The right steps are not going to come from the mind because the mind only knows what it learned from the past. So if your family is not a family of billionaires and you're talking at the dinner table, like a guy like Jared Kushner, like every day talking about billion-dollar deals, your mind is not programmed to do this. So you need to look elsewhere. And part of it is looking for mentors. And again, those are hard to find because the actual billionaires, they're busy. They're not putting up, YouTube videos telling you what to do, ABC. You can maybe glean something. But they're not giving you the steps. And even if they did, they could only teach you to become the kind of billionaire they did. Like a guy who became a billionaire in real estate can't teach you how to start, a car company or any other kind of company, so they could only mentor you in their niche. Whereas what I'm teaching here is basically universal. Okay, so what do you do with that information with your mind? Well, first of all, just thank your mind. Say, mind, thank you for keeping me safe. And when those words come out, just recognize they're there for your safety and just say, I love you. And say, I love you over and over again. And I have this, there's other videos I've made about goals saying the reason people don't set goals is because of the built-in resistance that we never hear. Sometimes it can be those thoughts and feelings can be really harsh because we're our own worst critics. So, you may hear your mind come out and say, you're a complete idiot. Like really, you're going to, like your mind will actually beat you. So it'll try to beat you up. It's not because it's trying to make you sad. It's because it's trying to keep you safe. And it's like, just like if you were running out in the street when you were a little kid and your dad grabs you and gives you a spank on the butt, that was from love. It wasn't because you're a bad person. It was designed to keep you safe. Well, now you're an adult. Nobody's there to spank you if you make a mistake, on your path to becoming a billionaire. So your mind steps in and does the beating up for you because, it's just sending the alarm bells like this is dangerous and it doesn't even know why. That's the thing. So we just want to say, I love you to the mind. And then we want to look back and forth because the mind is very tricky. It's like, well, of course I want to be a billionaire. I mean, wouldn't it be great to just, anytime I want, I've got a pot of money and I just, fill up my backpack and, go and buy whatever I want. And we think, and yeah, sure. I mean, that's an advantage of being a billionaire. It's like you never have to worry about, paying your rent. Hopefully. I mean, they do worry. They actually worry more than you might realize. But, their problems are not the same as your problems. Let's just say that. And so we might say, well, what would be the benefit of being a billionaire? And write that down. And now that's also from the mind. And just say, I love you to that over and over again. And then ask, what would be a drawback? What would be a negative outcome if I actually had the $1 billion? Like, and it could be things like, well, then I'd have to hang out with lawyers, or somebody would try to steal it, or somebody would try to kill me or kidnap me, and these things happen. So we don't normally, when we think about how great it would be to have piles of money, we don't often listen to that side. So it's important to look at the benefits of having your goal as well as the drawbacks, and why you would like to have it and why you don't like to have it. And then with each question, like, why would I not want to have $1 billion? And listen to what your mind says, write that down and say, I love you to that. And also, sometimes when we think of failing, that's one of the biggest things. I mean, we fear success as well, and we also fear failure. Again, all of that's from the mind. So once you've done this for a while, try to imagine that no matter what you do, no matter how dumb their moves are, you just succeed no matter what. And listen to what your mind says. Like, are you 100% okay with, like, no matter what I do, I succeed? And again, using the same technique, keep saying I love you until you feel a sense of peace around having it. And then take the other side of the coin. It's like, what if I just put my whole life into this and it just fail and I never make it and I die without fulfilling my vision? And usually that's going to draw up a lot of stored subconscious emotional patterns, and say I love you to that. Like, really, until we're totally okay with failing, it's pretty hard to even get started. So then once you're really satisfied, it's like, okay, I could really have it and be okay. And even if I fail, I'm still going to love myself. I'm going to really love my life no matter the outcome. Now you're in the right space. I'm not going to call it mindset because the mind doesn't work this way. The mind can't imagine the result that you'll get if you follow this exercise. So then from the space, it's like, okay, I can see I could be okay either way. Then just decide, do I really want to go for this? Like, maybe once you do this exercise, you know what, actually this isn't that important to me. And I've worked with a lot of people who realize that some of their ideas is like, you know what, I actually don't want to do that. Now they've gone through this and they can see with clarity, as opposed to the mind trying to either fulfill its ego or to try to stay safe. Those things, once they're clear of that kind of dichotomy, mind trap, they really see the whole picture clearly. And then again, the beautiful part is when you're in that clear zone, it's like your intuition, your leader state, other parts of your consciousness will start giving you tips. It's like, where did that come from? Somebody to call or something to do. And that kind of knowledge is really good, because even if there was a book to follow, they're not going to give you, it's not like a cookbook. You're not going to be able, you can say, well, okay, I'm just going to do exactly what Jeff Bezos did. So you're going to create another Amazon? It doesn't make any sense, right? So no matter what you do, if you're on the billionaire path, you're going to be doing something differently than pretty much every other billionaire. Maybe it'll have flavors, it'll have aspects. It's not like you can't learn from all these guys. It's like I said, go read the Forbes 400 list, learn about these people, see what they did. But in the end, you're going to do something different. It's going to be really uniquely you. And I look forward to participating with you in that journey at whatever level you would find useful.